Now, Brian, you were talking about garbage trucks. You've driven quite a few of them.
Yes, I have.
What attracts you to the garbage truck?
To be honest, the pay.
The bonuses that come with it?
Yeah, the bonuses that come with it. With Norton, you make an extra 12 cents per mile if you do everything on time delivery. Oh my God. Like, it's just getting better and better right now. You're going to see me doing way more garbage trucks right now.
Welcome to Six Figure Trucker, the podcast where we share advice on how to be successful in trucking and have fun while doing so. We'll share stories, news, and advice on how to earn six figures in trucking, and we'll speak to guys and gals that are already doing so. Let's get to the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. And those of you who join us each and every week know that this is a space where we elevate and celebrate the truck driver, the drivers who make this world go round and round. They make Norton Transport what it is today, and we're always grateful to them, ever thankful. And we like to look at them, explore some of their lives, what they do behind the wheel, what they do when they're not in a truck, that kind of thing, get a better feel for what the drivers are all about, because a lot of times, you don't really know that much about them, but this is a space where we open up the book and let you really see what they're all about. And joining us this evening is a very, very special driver for Norton Transport, Mr. Brayan Alvarez. Brian, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, if I were any better, I'd have to sit on my hands to keep from clapping.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, Brian, I believe I was doing a little research. You're in a Mack truck right now. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Brand new Mack truck?
Yeah, day cab. Brand new Mack truck, day cab.
How's that baby riding?
Smooth. This one's my smooth. Better than the garbage trucks, I'll tell you that much.
I hear you there, brother. Now, you're in, you took off in Macungie, Pennsylvania, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And you're headed to Georgia?
Yeah, I'm dropping off in Georgia in a few.
Okay. How far away from your drop-off are you?
I don't really know. Right now, I'm about to stop at a Love's to get something to eat. So I don't really know until like my next destination. I only know where I'm going to in like 22 miles at a Love's.
What's the food like at Love's? Be honest.
No, I don't even really eat at Love's. I actually eat tunas. I eat a lot of Tuna Packs, and I get the hot dog buns and put cheese on it and eat a whole bunch of Tuna Packs. I'm here to save money so I can get home and spend time with the kids.
I got you. That
Literally,
makes sense. It's
I survive on Tuna Packs. Yeah. I survive on a whole bunch of Tuna Packs. I stop at Walmart and just stock up like $30, $40 worth of it, like 40 packs of it, and just that's what I eat through the week.
Well, hey, it keeps you healthy, man.
Yeah, it does. Especially on this road when you're just sitting down a lot. You don't really move around too much. So
drivers talk about that a lot. It's the profession can lend itself to poor eating. I mean, because it's a lot of fast food, but I guess you got to plan around it.
Yeah, you do. You have to. You literally have to learn how to like either eat right or try not to eat as much as fast food, because there's so much junk food out there. You're just literally just eat, and then the next thing you know, you'll turn obese or whatever the case is, or you're worried, or you're spending a lot of money, because at these fast food places, money goes quicker. It's not like it was back in the day.
Oh yeah, that's true, Brian.
It's like $40 just to get a burger nowadays.
yeah, that's the truth, brother. Now, what kind of impact does it have on you in the cab when you're driving a truck? And say, for example, if you fall off of your disciplined path and you do eat junk food or fast food, do you get drowsier quicker?
No, it doesn't really. It doesn't affect anything really. Like, as long as the only thing that makes you drowsy, like, or sleepy, is like if you overeat too much, then you get like the sleepitis. That's everybody's different. I can eat normal, and then I actually have more energy if I eat. Gotcha.
Now, you heard at the top of the conversation here on the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. We're with Brayan Alvarez. He's in a Mack truck right now, a day cab. He said it rides a lot smoother than a garbage truck. Now, there's a reason he said garbage truck. Brian has been with Norton Transport since February of this year, and he's got almost 6 years of experience prior to joining Norton. Now, Brian, you were talking about garbage trucks. You've driven quite a few of them.
Yes, I have.
What attracts you to the garbage truck?
To be honest, the pay.
The bonuses that come with it?
Yeah, the bonuses that come with it, and Norton pays a better per mile on the garbage trucks. It's a little more work. It's a little uncomfortable. That's why they pay it. But nothing comes easy, nothing comes free. You get me? So it's like you gotta take the good with the bad, and there's more benefits to it, which is the pay and the bonuses you get with it.
Gotcha.
And to me, I like it. It's a little harder. Don't get it wrong. Like diesel's easy, but when you get the CNG ones, they're a little more complicated.
But you save money on the fuel.
You have to plan it out. Yeah, sometimes everybody's got it confused. CNG is not as cheap as you think it is in some places. Some places it is very cheap, but there is some places where they know they're the only ones, and they're like at $4, almost $5 a gallon. You have to shop around. If you're not shopping around CNGs and planning it right, you will spend out of your pocket. You'll start going out of your pocket into the fuel.
It's higher out west, isn't it?
In California, yes, but before you get into California, there's one stop you fill up right before you get to California, and you fill up there, and you're good. Like, you're good to go. Like, you might have to maybe put like 10 more gallons in there if you're going really deep into California, like the top part. But other than that, you should have enough to make it if you plan it out the right way.
Mm-hmm.
But where it's expensive is out east. Everything expensive is in the East Coast, like New York, Pennsylvania, all these areas. There's not that many CNGs, and where there's not that many CNGs, they are charging $3.50 a gallon. And when it's like $3.50 a gallon, it comes out to a lot in those trucks because you're putting $400 to only get like 300 miles. I mean, the most you get on the trucks is 300 miles per fill up. So if you're not paying at least $250 and under, it starts to hurt. It starts to like, ooh, I don't want to drive CNG.
I gotcha. You're listening to Brayan Alvarez. He's on the road with us right now from Macungie, Pennsylvania, down to Conley, Georgia. And we want to point out Brayan is on his headsets. He's being safe. We know he's a safe driver. He's got the numbers to back it up. And as I said, he's been with us since February of 24 this year. And in that amount of time, Brayan has driven 16 garbage trucks since February, many of them on long runs. And he's got a super long one coming up. I believe it's right after he drops this one.
Yeah, right after I drop this one, I go pick it up. I catch a lift from Atlanta, basically, to Fort Payne. The reason I like garbage trucks at the same time is because from Fort Payne, you can pick up 24/7. Not most places you can pick up 24/7.
That's a great convenience.
Yeah, it is. Very good.
And you're going cross-country to San Carlos, California, is that right?
Yes, to like a recycling plant, to a recycling facility.
Now you'll make some bank off that.
Yeah, you do, because you make an extra. With Norton, you make an extra 12 cents per mile if you do everything on time, delivery, everything on point, and deliver it safely, the truck and everything like that. You get an extra 12 cents. It adds up in those long runs.
Absolutely, 12 cents a mile adds up.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, it does. An extra 12 cents adds up very good. Oh my God, it's just getting better and better right now. You're going to see me doing way more garbage trucks right now.
Now, Brayan has a 100% check-in rate, 100% completion, and right now he's 79% on time. And he had mentioned there, Brayan, you had mentioned about being on time and earning those bonuses. How important is that to you?
On the long run, it's very important. Short runs, I want to make everything on time delivery. I do it just as a preference. I just like to be on time. That's just my thing. I like to deliver everything on time when I say I'm going to deliver.
Have you always been punctual? Is that just part of your personality?
Yeah, that's always been my thing. If I say I'm going to be there at that time, that's the time I like to be there. I like to try to be there a little earlier than what I say I'm going to be there, actually, just to wait around. I'd rather be waiting than you have to wait for me. I don't like when people have to wait for me.
We love that. And Brayan's a guy, we're introducing you to Brayan Alvarez here on the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. Brayan is a guy that doesn't let any grass grow between his toes. I was looking at your stats here. You average 15,000 miles a month. You definitely burn up the highways.
Oh, yeah, I do. I hit it hard.
That's the way to do it. Now, as we mentioned, 16 garbage trucks he's delivered, and it's about to be 17 on his next one. How would you describe the difference between driving a garbage truck versus something you're in like right now, a day cab?
Oh, man. There was a time where I did only a week of garbage truck, and I forgot what it felt like to drive a regular truck. And when I got in like a day cab and a sleeper, oh my God, I was like, I'm missing this. You have to take a little break sometimes from the garbage truck because they are rough on the body. They're not meant for long hauls, especially for roads that are not clean, messed up. Like when roads are messed up, bumpy, you will feel everything. I already know where the major bumps are, so you can slow down even more. Because even though you're going only 55, 50, you feel everything so bad. Like if you're going, it's hard. And then since I've been doing it so much, I know where the rough part is, like where there's a big hill, where there's like, it's not a hill, it's like a hump. In a day cab, in a sleeper, you do not feel it. You don't even notice it really. In that garbage truck, I hit my head on that roof so hard. I had to learn where it was at. No, yeah, you don't have to. I don't put no air in the seat. You cannot ride with air in the seat. You cannot, because if you ride with air in the seat, you will be jumping everywhere and hitting your head so hard everywhere. Like that truck it does not have suspension, so it just hops. You feel everything on the road. A bottle cap, anything on the road, you will feel it. You move the steering wheel a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. You can't. The truck will sway on you. The back part, you'll feel like a big. Like you'll feel that like if you have a water tank in the back, if you've driven water tanks, it's just.
Now you've got a lot of experience in these garbage trucks. What would be your points of advice for driving them? Because they're bulky, they're big, they're bulky.
Yeah.
They, like you were saying, they don't have much suspension.
Yeah, no. The only thing is the suspension. You just gotta be very careful. But the bulkiness, to me, I don't really see the difference because at the end of the day, they are the same length as a tractor with the mirrors out. The mirrors are closer. It just feels bulkier because you do have the mirrors closer and you don't have like on a regular truck, you have that little wiggle space. But if you hit a mirror, it's the same size from one mirror to the other on a tractor, on a sleeper, on everything. It's the same size. It's just one is wider than the other, and then the mirrors are in the same distance. But it is a little wider compared to the sleepers and everything like that. But I don't know. To me, I ride it in the center like regularly. It's sometimes confusing when you do get the right-hand drive because your body just wants to go to the other side. It's just a custom. So you have to be more mindful about that one, and then you have to be careful because I know you want to ride on the left-hand side so bad because the left-hand side of the road is always smoother than the right-hand side, but you cannot.
You got to hug the white line.
Yeah, you got to be on the right-hand side, hugging that white line. Don't get on the left-hand side just because it's smoother, because I've seen people get pulled over. It happens. And you want to ride it, but you just got to be very careful when you do, and you be conscious. Like, if you do see, like, oh, my God, the left is, like, really, really bad, get to the right quick. If the right-hand side is really, really bad, get to the left right quick for a little bit, and then get back on your right-hand side, because you're going slow. Even though it does speed up to like 65, it's still slow compared to the left-hand lane where everybody's going 75, 80.
I got you.
Gotcha.
How do you train yourself to fight that instinct?
I don't know. I like driving on the right-hand side, to be honest. You have that right-hand side always has that extra space on the right, to pull over. So you can lean more over there. You just got to be more conscious of what's on the right-hand side. You always got to be looking way ahead of you on those trucks. And you don't really get as much like distance you do as a sleeper and a thing, but you have to try to get as much ahead view as possible. Like, you have to be looking on your right-hand side, because there are sometimes where there are trucks or cars right on the edge of that, and you need to be very careful with them. Like, you really do. And I see why people hit. I don't understand why people hit mirrors, but I understand why you get hit with the truck. But them trucks are very heavy. If you hit something, whoever you hit will feel it way more than you will. That's one thing I tell you. They are big machineries.
Speaking of the mirrors, walk us through how you, as a professional driver, use those mirrors. Is it different than the mirrors you were talking about? The space and they're a little different place.
So. Yeah, they are. They're not, like I said, they're not built for over the road. The mirrors, the only mirror you have really is that big one. They have the little one on the bottom, but if you're on the right-hand side, that little one on the bottom, which is very important to look at, because that's where you see everything right next to you. You don't see it. You don't see that little one. So all you have is that big mirror, and that big mirror doesn't give you your blind spot on your right-hand side. So that's why I like when you're driving the left-hand regular vehicles, that you drive more on your right-hand side, you have to, because you're looking at that small mirror a lot. That small mirror is where you see your main blind spot in the truck. And sadly to say, on the opposite mirror, wherever you're at, you don't see that small mirror. The way they position it, you can't see it. There's nothing you can do about it. They have it positioned in a weird, awkward position that you can't adjust it. You can't move it. Even if you move it or whatever, you still cannot see it because of the way it's lower than where the window is. It's not put the right way.
I gotcha. Now we've got Peterbilts, Max, auto cars, and Freightliners. Of those four, which one's your favorite to drive?
To be honest, either the Peterbilt or Max.
They just ride smoother or just better?
Yeah,
engine?
they ride a little smoother. They really do they ride smoother. All the way around, they ride smoother. The app car, whatever that name one is, it's a little rougher around the edges. The Freightliner, I haven't really got into two. I only driven one Freightliner. It wasn't that bad. But mostly they have more Peterbilts and APA carts than they do Max. A few, but the Mac ones are actually very nice and very comfortable.
Gotcha.
Peterbilts are I just like Peterbilts. I've always been a Peterbilt fan, but they all ride almost the same. Some of them, I just recently took one. It was a Peterbilt, if I'm not mistaken, and that one was actually really smooth. To be honest, really really smooth. I was surprised on how smooth it was.
Now you try to stay under the speed limit, obviously, in a garbage truck. What about your lead distance?
Well, you can't go over the speed limit. No matter what you do, you're flooring it on the garbage truck just because it only goes up to the 60 miles, 61 miles an hour sometimes. So you have to floor it. There's no going under it. You have to sort of floor it because you can't go under no 61. You go below that, you're gonna get pulled over because you're going too slow in the thing, and that causes more accidents if you're going way too slow. To be honest, but follow distance, you have to keep a safe distance. They do have good brakes because you have a lot of tires on the ground and you're not heavy at all. You don't have no weight on it, but the trucks are heavy, but they are very good brakes. The one thing I can tell you, they have a good turning radius, very good turning radius.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the arm position? I mean, have you ever had any problems with the arms being out of position?
No, the only time it's uncomfortable is when you have the forks in front of you. Sometimes you have to ride with the forks in front of you because you put them on top. It's over the height on some on a lot of them. It tells you on the truck you have to look out for that. They say over height, then you want to lower it because you have to be mindful of that. It's only bad when you're driving it at nighttime because it does block out some of the light on on some of the sides, but not a lot. But they do have the buttons in the thing. You just got to familiar yourself where you could turn on the light and have brighter light. Just don't ride with it, obviously, unless you need it, because it does blind everybody else. It's just like the spotlight. It brightens up. Like that'll brighten up. Just be mindful of other drivers and people coming ahead that you turn it off. You have to be.
Walk us through your pre-trip inspection, the difference between a PTI in a day cab or a sleeper or tractor and a PTI for a garbage truck.
Well, for a garbage truck, I always check. You always want to check, make sure all your lights are working. That's very, very, very important on those. The doors, the sealed up right. The windows are closed. Your mirrors are before you leave, make sure your mirrors are very uncomfortable to adjust, very hard to adjust because sometimes they don't have. Not all of them have the automatic mirror adjustment where you can move it a little bit. Most of the time you have to move it by hand, and just one little inch moving it to the left, inside or right, it moves your vision. You don't have a good vision with the mirrors. You really don't. So you have to put them perfect to where you're going to look at it in a certain position, and that's the position you're always going to look at it, and that's the only one you're going to look at it because you cannot move it or adjust it once you put it there. Yeah, that's one thing about them. And then if it's CNG, check your CNG pressure. Turn it on first. Make sure you check your CNG pressure and be mindful of if you're doing CNG, plan out your route. Plan it out completely. It's sometimes scary in the beginning because when I first got it, I was like, oh my God, you have no distance. I'm not going to make it. But since they're brand new trucks, they don't tell you how much miles per gallon the average, how far you can make it. Now I know, I've been doing it for a good minute now, so I know with this PSI or with this many gallons where I can go to the next CNG location. Mm-hmm. So I know how far I can make it when I have the truck. Even though it says that I only have 100 miles to go, I know I can, when you first get the truck, it always comes with enough CNG to get you to the location. First time I had to go off route a little bit just because I was scared. It was like the first time I took it, and I was like, I'm not gonna risk it. There's no CNG. You get stuck. If you get stuck somewhere, you're stuck.
Now, on the CNG, also, you trust the reading on the gauge on the tank on the outside, not the dashboard.
No, I actually touched the one on the dashboard on inside the truck. Because you can't go outside and check it all the time while you're driving. So you have to trust what's on the dashboard. And sometimes they have a little small gauge which will tell you your PSI. That's usually very, very accurate and compared to what's on your dashboard. You have to trust what's on your dashboard, because if not, you really don't know what's going on, because you can't pull, unless you're going to pull over every like 50 miles. And even pulling over like that and stopping so much, you spend more fuel in those CNG, and sometimes you cannot do that. Like, especially there's some locations where you literally make it from one area, full tank, you have to fill it up to the max in order to make it to the next location where like 30 miles left, 20 miles left. And even then you're still like, you're sort of cringing a little bit because you have that fuel light on, and CNG, it's a little scary sometimes.
And full is what, 3,800 PSI?
3,800. Like some places will get you like 3,800. It'll say 4,000, but once you turn it on, it'll go to like 38, 37. It drops down really quick to like 3,700, like as max. But most places, not everywhere will fill you up like that. You know what I mean? Like, even like the places you want it to fill you up like that, it'll get you like maybe 3,000 PSI. I've had to call some of the locations to get them fixed, because I'm like, hey man, look, this PSI is not working. Like, you have to also if it's not working right, call the number on the CNG tanks, have it fixed for the next person, and I do that. Hey, look, the pump pressure is a little low on this side. Can you guys have it checked out? No, they'll usually get it done.
That's cool, man. It's cool that you do that for other drivers.
Yeah, you do. And I save it on my GPS. I also, since I do a lot of CNGs, I actually save the cheap fuel locations on my Google Maps, so I know where to go now. I just put here, this location. I know it's $1.50 or it's $1.75 or it's $2.50. That's the next stop. Like, anywhere I go and there's like a city with like 4 CNGs, this is my first time going that route, I will stop at all 4 of those locations to see which one's the cheapest, and I will save it on my maps for next time for the future.
Man, you're smart, man. After my own heart right there. Smarter, not harder.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to. The first time is going to be you're making it longer for yourself, but it'll work out for the next time. You know exactly where to go, and you don't have to waste no time. Gotcha.
This is Brayan Alvarez here on the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. Brian's on the road right now using his headset as he is joining us in conversation here on his way from Pennsylvania down to Georgia. His next stop is to pick up a garbage truck and head to San Carlos, California. Now, do you know what kind of truck it's going to be, or is that you already know?
Yeah, I think I have the thing right. I think it's a Peterbilt, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but I think this was a diesel. I think it was a diesel. I find it said diesel on the paperwork. I find it a little weird going to California diesel, but we'll see once I pick it up. It's very rare for California to take diesel. California is moving away from diesel. That's why a lot of CNGs are going to California. Or if you're delivering a truck, most of the time it's a regular gas truck for FedEx or any major companies. Is usually they're moving away from that diesel, because California is just one of those places where in the future they're not going to accept anybody with diesel at all.
Now, moving out to California from where you're picking up, what is that, 5 days?
3.5, 4 days. 4 days at most.
And you'll be able to walk away with a little jingle in your pocket.
Yeah, that's what I like. I like them because I hope it's a CNG, to be honest, because if it's diesel, you walk away with something, but not as much as you would with CNG going to California. That's what I love taking CNG to California, because I already know my routes and where I can fuel up for the low.
Right.
With diesel on garbage trucks, usually what they give you is what you're going to have, because they're not good on gas. And garbage trucks are not good on fuel at all.
They're a beast, man.
There's nothing you can do. Yeah. They no matter how slow you drive, fast you drive, you're going to get the same amounts per gallon you would on anything on driving it smooth or rough.
I got you.
That truck is it's meant to eat. It's meant to be local. It's not meant to be driven far distance. They don't really care about that.
You're listening to Brayan Alvarez here on the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. Now, Brayan talks about he drives the garbage trucks because they pay more, making more money, and he's got a family to support. Tell us a little bit about your family, Brayan.
Yeah, I got 4 kids, all girls with my wife, and the only little boy I have is my little dog. But that's what I work for. I work for to go home, and I can spend time as much days home. That's why I eat a lot of tunas and save as much money as I can. It's not because I have to. I make good money to eat out, but then I got to think about I'm not going to go home as quicker as I want to. And the benefit of doing Norton and drive away and everything like that is more freedom. Nobody's forcing you to do anything, and I can go home whenever. I can take a load. If it doesn't work out and I got to take an emergency, I can deliver my load and fly home.
Mm-hmm.
Easy. I don't have to worry about, oh man, I can't leave this truck here. I got to go take this truck to the yard or take this truck somewhere. No, I could just deliver my load and catch a flight home.
That's nice to have that kind of freedom.
It is that's just amazing. I love it. And then with Norton, I have also an amazing team. Amanda, Stephanie, Brent, Katie. Like my team, I don't know about everybody else, but I love my team, to be honest. That's what really keeps you in the company also, if you have a good team. Because if you don't have a good team behind you, with you, it won't work out. So you'll find something to leave, or you'll find an excuse to leave, because it's just, you have to have a good team to support you and help you behind you.
Well, that's definitely a good team you have, and I'm sure that they'll be glad to hear that you guys have such a great working relationship.
No, yeah, they're amazing. I contact them with anything, issues, or we can help each other out in any way. You know, that's the whole point of having a team.
Exactly. Well, I'm gonna let you go here, but before we do, I mean, what's your advice or counsel to someone stepping into the cab of a garbage truck for a long run? What would your advice be to them?
If you can buy a cushion, get a cushion. And just travel with a little cushion if you plan on doing a lot of garbage trucks. Other than that, it's just if you're gonna ride it, usually garbage trucks go to the same location. Just start learning the road, or whenever you're driving, start paying more attention to the road. So that way, when you drive a garbage truck, you're more mindful of where the damages are, where the road damages are. So you can be more mindful of when you do drive a garbage truck, because you will feel everything you see that you don't feel it on a regular truck. But my goal is in Norton to get into the decking. That's my main goal, to do decking and garbage. That's all I really want to do.
Well, the man's got his goals laid out in front of him.
Yes, sir.
Brayan, thank you so much for joining us. You were a great guest. We really appreciate your time. Be careful out there on the roads and be safe in those garbage trucks.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Have a good evening.
You too.
Six Figure Trucker is brought to you by Norton Transport. Norton Transport is a drive-away trucking company that customers can rely on. It offers excellent independent contract driving opportunities to professional, courteous, and qualified drivers that can provide the kind of service we deliver. If you're interested in learning more about Norton, or just want to subscribe to the show, check out 6-figuretrucker.com. That's 6-figuretrucker.com.